how well to fit the data using least squares?
ဆိုတော့ဒီဘယ်လိုညှိလို့ရမလဲညှိနှိုင်းလို့ရမလဲပေါ့နော်ဒီ formula တွေကနေ square
Actually, let me ask the question. Are people familiar with a least squares misfit criteria?
at least square misfit criteria ကျွန်တော်တို့ဘာလို့ပြောလို့မသိဘူး
Is this formula
Statistics.
this?
Do they know statistics?
So this is the.
They do least squares.
How many people know least
စရင်
squares?
ပေါ့စရင်လို့ပြောတယ် Is it different shape?
Pardon me?
Different shape?
Shapes, maybe?
Shape.
Different
Well,
shape.
how many people have fit a straight line to a set of data? Let's suppose
You good? Are you recording?
suppose I've got, yeah, I'm not sure you can see this. Suppose I've got data like this, right? And so this is y, and that is x, and I'm looking for an equation y is equal to ax plus b. So I want to try to find parameters a and b such that I make a straight line that fits this.
Parameter လိုချင်လို့ဆိုတော့ဘယ်လိုရောမလဲညှိလိုက်တာလားညှိရတာပြောတာညှိတယ်လို့ပြောမှာနော်
Have people done that?
လောက်ဘူးလားတဲ့ straight line fit လို့ပြောတယ်ညှိပြောက်ချင်
Yes? No? Anybody?
No
No?
ဒီနည်းနည်းထပ်ပြောပြအောင်နော်ဆရာ
In
ဘယ်နဲ့ဆရာ
in your high school, in university, nobody ever asked you to fit a straight line to data?
ဒါလို့တဲ့ချိန်မှာလို့ straight line ညှိတာလေညှိပြီးတော့ညင်းပြောက်ချင်အောင်လောက်လားဆရာ နည်းနည်းဆွေးနွေးပေးပါအောင် So they might forget they have done it.
Okay.
So,
Draw the line and just show the fit.
yeah, I think I should get another piece of paper. 'Cause
Yes.
it's kind of small. We'll just sit there.
Good from the other side.
So here's y, here's x, and let's suppose I've got data that look like this. Okay?
ဟုတ်ခဏကြည့်ပြီနော်သူရှင်းပြခြင်းတဲ့ဟာလေးသူသိအောင်လို့လေအဲ့လိုမျိုးပေါ့ data အနေကအဲ့လိုမျိုးပေါ့ဟိုတနေရာစီအဲ့လိုရနေတာပေါ့နော်
And a straight line, what is my equation for a straight line?
ဆိုတော့မြင်းပြောင်းရဖို့အတွက်ဘာ equation သုံးမလဲလို့ဖြတ်ပြပါ
So here, I need an equation for a straight line, and so I could write that y is equal to, pardon me?
Is it X?
Yeah, so x. But if y was equal to x, then that would be a straight line that looks like that. Right? So for every value of x, if this is 0.5, then y would be 0.5, right? So that's an equation of a straight line. So y is equal to x is good. But what happens if I had a line that was yeah, let's suppose it's like this, right? So this is y and this is x. But if this is x, then the value up here is much less than the same length this way, right? So y equal to x means that I'd be up here, but it's not that, right? So for this, maybe it's y is equal to 1/2 x. Right?
ဒီလိုမြင်မျိုးကြတော့ခုနကပေါ်ကမြင်ကြတော့ y equal to x ကြတော့ y က1ဆိုရင် x က1ဆိုတော့မြင်ကဖြတ်နေမှာပေါ့ဆက်လက်ချလိုက်တဲ့ခါကျတော့ဒီမဲ့ y နဲ့ x နဲ့တန်ဖိုးကမတူတဲ့ခါကျတော့မြင်ကစောင်းသွားတာပေါ့ပြောတာသူပြောတဲ့သူ equation တွေနှစ်ပိုင်းတစ်ပိုင်း x လားပေါ့ဘယ်လိုဖြစ်လဲလို့တူမလား
So if I took this line and I did something that was parallel, but I shifted it up by, let's say, 1.0, then now what's the relationship between y and x?
ဆိုမြင်ကအောက်မှာမထားဘူးအပေါ်လေးကိုသူမြင့်ပြီးတင်လိုက်တဲ့ခါကျတော့ဆိုတော့ 1.0 တင်လိုက်တယ်ပေါ့ဆိုတော့အဲ equation ကိုလို့ပြောင်းသွားမလဲ
1 go to 1 plus x.
ဟမ်
1 plus x.
y equal to
1 plus x.
y equal to 1 plus x
Yeah. So this would be the equation for this line. So in general, y is equal to ax plus b, right? Where a is the slope and b is this intercept. So
ဒီကစုံတဲ့နေရာတဲ့ဒီက slope ပေါ့
So A is the slope, B is the intercept. So now what I'm going to do here is to try to find a best fit line
အကောင်လုံးနဲ့ညှိလို့ရတဲ့ line တစ် line ရအောင်ပေါ့အနည်းဆက်ဆုံးပေါ့
of the form y is equal to ax plus b.
ဆိုအဲ့ဟာနဲ့အဲ့ equation နဲ့ညှိပြီးတော့
And so my parameters are a and b. I'm going to adjust my parameters until I have a line that goes through these data.
အဲ့နဲ့ကိုညှိပြီးတော့မှအဲ့ဟာ line အဖြောက်ရအောင်လုပ်သွားတာပြောတာ equation ကိုသုံးပြီးတော့
Okay? So how do I decide if I'm doing a good job?
ဆိုကျွန်တော်တို့ဘယ်လိုဆုံးဖြတ်မလဲကျွန်တော်လုပ်ခဲ့တဲ့အလုပ်ကအောင်မြင်ပါတယ်ဆိုပြီးတော့
I need to have some way of deciding is this line that I've got here, okay, is that doing a good job of fitting these points?
ဆိုတော့ဒီကျွန်တော်လုပ်ခဲ့တဲ့ဒီ line ပေါ်မှာမူတည်ပြီးတော့အဲ့ points ကအဲ့ line ပေါ်ကို fit ဖြစ်သလားပေါ့အဲ့ပေါ်မူတည်တာပေါ့နော်
So I can look at the distance here, these guys here, and find each of them, since some are negative, so let us call this point y I observed, and this point here on the line of y I predicted. If the distance, if that difference between this and the straight line is a misfit.
ဆိုတော့ misfit ဆိုတာမညီတဲ့နေရာမညီတဲ့တန်ဖိုးပြောတာပေါ့နော်ဆိုတော့လက်ရှိတကယ်ကိုရတဲ့ data ရဲ့နေရာနဲ့မြင်းပေါ်မှာရှိတဲ့နေရာရဲ့ကွာခြားချက်ကို misfit လို့ပြောတာပေါ့
Right, and because sometimes they're positive and negative, I can choose to square that.
ဆိုအဲ့တစ်ခုကို positive ဖြစ်နေ negative ဖြစ်နိုင်မယ်ပြီးတော့အဲ့ဒါကို square ပြန်တင်လိုက်တယ်ပေါ့
And because I want to work with all of the points I've got, I'll look at the sum of these from 1 to however many I've got.
ဆိုတော့ဘယ်နှခုပဲရပေါ့ရတဲ့ဟာကိုအကုန်မူတည်ပြီးတော့ပေါင်းပြီးတော့ square တင်လိုက်တာ
So this line might have a very small misfit.
ဆိုတော့ဒီ line ကကြတော့ small misfit ဆိုတော့ဒီတိတ်တိတ်ပဲပေါ့မညီဘူးဆိုတဲ့ပမာဏလေးသေးလေးပဲဖြစ်မယ်နည်းနည်းပဲဖြစ်မယ်
But this line here would have a really large misfit because now my differences between my observed and the predicted, that's a really big number, and if I square that and put it in, I'm going to make that really big.
ဆိုတော့သူကအဲ့လို line ခုနနောက်ထပ်တူတဲ့ line ဆွဲတဲ့ဒီခါအဲ့လို line တာဆိုရင်တော့ဒီကရှိနေတဲ့ points တွေတအားဝေးတော့ misfit ကတအားကျနေတအားဟာ
So what is usually done is to say I'm going to find a best parameters A and B such that I fit these data as closely as possible.
A ရဲ့ B ရဲ့ parameter အကောင်းဆုံးဟိုဟိုရနိုင်အောင်ရှာပြီးတော့မှအဲ့ result ကိုထွက်လာအောင်လုပ်ရမှာပေါ့နော်
In a parametric inversion, that is our goal, to adjust the parameters so that the predicted data, say the black line, is as close as possible to all of these points.
ဆိုတော့ပြထားပုံမှန်ပြထားတဲ့အတိုင်းပဲရှိနေတဲ့ point တွေကအနည်းဆက်ဆုံးနဲ့ပဲရှောက်အောင်ဆွဲပြီးတော့ parameter ကိုထုတ်ရမှာပေါ့နော် parameter ရအောင်တော့ဖြစ်ပါတယ်
So repeat that that's the least squares fit by pointing up the square.
Oh, yeah. And so this is a least squares fit because I'm squaring that number. And I'm squaring it because I've got positive and negative values, so I need to always be working with something that is going to be positive.
ဆိုတော့ positive ဖြစ်အောင်လို့ square လုပ်လိုက်တာ square တင်လိုက်တာတဲ့
So that's our procedure. We're going to introduce a parametric representation of the Earth, and then we're going to forward model and look at the difference between the predicted data and the observations. And we're going to square and sum and try to find the parameters of the model so that this is a minimum.
ဆိုတော့ခုနကပြောတဲ့ဟာ command တဲ့ point နဲ့ဟိုရခဲ့တဲ့ point ပေါ့တကယ်လောက်ခဲ့တဲ့ point နဲ့အဲ့နှစ်ခုရဲ့ခြားနာတာကိုခုနညှိတဲ့ပုံစံမျိုးပေါ့အဲ့ဒါကိုညှိမယ်ညှိပြီးတော့မှနောက်ဆုံးဒီ parameter ရောက်ကိုရအောင်ပေါ့နော်မြင်ကြရအောင်
So that's our goal, and we have an app that will allow you to play with this.
အဲ့
And
ဒီဟာကိုလောက်ကြည့်ဖို့ပေါ့နော်ဟို apps တခုရှိပါလိမ့်မယ်
yeah, so here is how we do it. We have some observations. We're going to adjust the parameters, and then we're going to model those and get the predicted data. And then we compare predicted data with the observations. If they're good, we will say, yes, we have an acceptable solution.
So သူကဒီဟို diagram ကိုပြောတာလေပုံမှန် observation ဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်လောက်ခဲ့တဲ့ဟို data ကောက်ခဲ့တဲ့ဟာကို observation ကိုပြောမှာပေါ့နော်စောင့်ကြည့်ခဲ့တဲ့ဟာအဲ့ဒါကို adjust ညှိရမယ်သူကပြန်ပြီးတော့ညှိရတဲ့ဟာနည်းနည်းများများရှိမယ်ပြီး model ရအောင်ထုတ်မယ်ပြီးတော့မှဟိုဟာနဲ့ပြန်ချိန်မယ်သူကဟိုအဲ့ဒါကိုကျွန်တော်ပြန်ပြီးတော့သုံးသပ်မယ်ဒီဟာလောက်လိုက်ပြီးတော့ဒီ model ကနဲ့နှိုင်းရှင်တဲ့ခါကျတော့ကောင်းတာလား yes လား no လားကျွန်တော်ပြန်ထွက်လာမှာပေါ့နော်ကဲတော့ yes ဆိုရင်တော့ okay ဒီ model ကငါတို့လက်ခံတယ် no ဆိုရင်တော့ modify ပြန်လုပ်အောင်မယ်တဲ့ဟာပေါ့ပြန်ပြီးတော့ပိုကောင်းအောင်လုပ်အောင်
Yeah, so I think you completed the rest of the chart. So we have observations, we've got a model, we predict what the data should be, we compare if it's they
အဲ့တော့နောက်တစ်ခုရှင်းပါပေါ့ observation ရပြီးတော့ဒီ adjust လုပ်လိုက်တယ်ညှိလိုက်တဲ့ဟာနဲ့ကျွန်တော်ရတဲ့ data နဲ့ကျွန်တော်ပြန်ရှင်းပြီးတော့နှိုင်းရှင်းကြည့်မယ်နှိုင်းရှင်းတဲ့အခါကျတော့ဒီ model ကလက်ခံနိုင်တဲ့ model လားအရင်ဟနေလားကိုရထားတဲ့ data နဲ့ model နဲ့အားကွာနေတယ်နောက်တစ်ခုစီလိုဖြစ်နေတယ်ဆိုရင်တော့လက်မခံဘူးပေါ့ဒါမျိုးပြောတာပါနော်
Yeah, and so if the misfit here is less than some target misfit or is acceptable, we say good. If it's not, then we modify the parameters and try again.
misfit ကနည်းနေတယ်သူတတ်မှတ်ထားတဲ့နှုန်းတစ်ခုတက်အောက်ရောက်နေဆိုတော့ okay ပေါ့များနေဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော် modify ပြန်လုပ်မလားပါလားပေါ့နော်
So there's a number of ways that you can do this. There's something called Monte Carlo, in which you just specify the number of layers, the resistivities, you have the ability to predict the data, and you just carry out many simulations and you keep those that are a best fit.
ဒီ Monte Carlo ကလည်းဒီအများကြီးအလုပ်ငန်းဆောင်တာအများကြီးလုပ်ပေးပါတယ် number of layers ရဲ့ number တွေကိုလည်းသူကထုတ်ပေးတယ်ပြီးတော့ resistivity ကိုလည်းစပြီးတော့လုပ်ပေးတယ်ပြီးတော့ရလာမယ့် model ကိုလည်း model ရဲ့ဥစ္စာရနိုင်ကြည်ကိုရဖို့လည်းသူကထုတ်ပေးနိုင်တယ်ပေါ့နော်အခုကျတော့နောက်ဒီအဲ့ data ကို fit ဖြစ်အောင်ကိုအကောင်းဆုံး fit ဖြစ်အောင်လုပ်ပေးရပေါ့နော်
So
information ပေးတယ်ပေါ့
when Kevin was here 2 years ago, okay, he trained you on using this Monte Carlo software. So how many people remember this interface?
ဒီမျက်စမျက်နှာဘူးမှတ်မိလဲဒီကနေ့တစ်နှစ်ခွဲလောက်က Kevin နဲ့လုပ်သွားတဲ့ဟာလေ Monte Carlo software
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. So have you used this since the training?
တော့ဖြစ်လားတဲ့နောက်ပြီးတော့ in the training only
Just in the training.
That's where we're here.
Yeah. So we're not going to go through the details, but for those of you who remember this, there's many attempts to adjust the parameters and to try to find out find those models that are acceptable fits, and then you can type in constraints on model thicknesses or the number of models or the number of layers, and the software will decide how well you're actually fitting the data.
ပဲ model လောက်တဲ့ခါကျတော့နောက်ဒီ software ကကျတော့ဘယ်လိုပြောမလဲ information နဲ့ထည့်ပြီးတော့မှကိုတကယ်လောက်ခဲ့တဲ့ကို model နဲ့တကယ်ဘယ်လောက် acceptable လက်ခံနိုင်တယ်လက်ခံနိုင်ဘူးဆိုတော့တော့တတ်ပေးတာလားအဲ့လိုပုံစံ
So this is also an example then that you might remember. The red X's here or crosses are the field data. So kind of like we had.
So အမှအနည်းအောင်ပုံစံပေါင်းခဏတွေ့တာဒီပြီးစင်းပြီးတော့ရခဲ့တဲ့ data တွေဖြစ်ပါတယ်
And so those are the data. The model was a 4-layer model.
ဒါ 4 layer model ဖြစ်ပါတယ်
So it's got 3 layers. Each has its own thickness and resistivity, and then there's a resistivity of the bottom.
4 layers ရဲ့ဟိုမြည်စီ 4 layers ဥစား model ဆိုတဲ့ခါကျတော့အလွှာ3ခုရဲ့အထုတွေကိုရတယ်ပြီးတော့သူတို့ရဲ့ resistivity တွေရမယ်
And the result of that is this. So there's a layered model which has got a low resistivity layer here, a high resistivity, and then followed by a low resistivity.
ပေါ်မှာကျတော့ layer 1မှာကျတော့ resistivity မြင့်တယ်ပြီး layer 2မှာနှိမ့်သွားတယ်3ပြန်မြင့်တယ်4ကျတော့ပြန်ကျသွားတယ်
And you can see that the apparent resistivity curve has some indications of that. It starts here at some value, it goes low, it has a little bit of a dip, then it goes high, and then it goes down.
So အဲ့မှာ apparent resistivity ရဲ့ line ကိုတွေ့ပါလိမ့်မယ်ကြာအောင်နည်းနည်းခြိုက်သွားတယ်ပြီးပြန်တက်တယ်ပြီးပြန်ကျသွားတယ်ပုံစံပါ
So that's one piece of software. I'm going to introduce you to an app that we have that also will try to find layered thicknesses. The first part of that is actually going to allow you to experiment and try to fit the results by hand.
ပထမဆုံးတော့ဒီရလာတဲ့ result တွေကိုကိုယ်တိုင်ပေါ့နော်fit ဖြစ်အောင်လုပ်ကြည့်ခိုင်းမှဖြစ်ပါတယ်တဲ့ပြီးတော့သူတို့မှာနောက်ထပ် app တစ်ခုရှိတာဒီမြင်တဲ့အတိုင်းပါပဲ DC3 layer inversion notebook ဆိုပြီးတော့လေဒီဟာဒီအလွှာတွေကိုထွက်လာနိုင်အောင်တော့ကူညီပေးမဲ့ application ပေါ့နော်
So you've got 3 resistivities and 2 layers, and you're going to be able to adjust the sliding bars to fit the data.
the data နဲ့ညှိနိုင်အောင်ဒီ bar တွေကိုရွှေ့လိုက်မယ်ကိုရတဲ့ data ရဲ့ number နဲ့မူတည်ပြီးတော့ရွှေ့လိုက်ရင်ကိုရတဲ့ number set လုပ်လို့ရတာပေါ့နော်
So before I show you the app, I'm going to give you a couple of pictures from it. So here's the 3-layer inversion app. So one of the examples that you'll work with is a layered earth like this. So it's a conductive layer in a resistor.
So ဒါကိုဥစားမလုပ်ခင်မှာပေါ့နော်ဒီနမူနာ ပြထားတဲ့ layer ကိုကြည့်ကြည့်ပါဒီလို layer မျိုးရှိမယ်ပေါ့နော်အလယ်မှာကျတော့ conductivity ပြည့်စည်ကြောင်းတော်တော်သွားတဲ့ layer ရှိမယ် resistive နေတဲ့ဟာပေါ့အပေါ်နဲ့အောက်နဲ့ကျတော့ resistivity မြင့်တဲ့ layer ပုံစံမျိုး
So this is 5,000, 500, and 5,000.
ဆိုတော့9500ပါ resistivity က
The Wenner array in red and the Schlumberger in blue shows this sort of characteristic drop in the resistivity, and then it's going up, which is an indication of what's happening at depth.
when array is blue right
Schlumberger is blue. Wenner array is red.
oh sorry ဒီမှာကျ Schlumberger ကပြန်အောင် Wenner ကနေအောင်သူတို့ရဲ့ပုံစံကလည်းစင်တူပဲပေါ့နော်ကျသွားတယ်ပြီးမှပြန်တက်သွားတဲ့ပုံစံဖြစ်ပါလိမ့်မယ်
And so the 3-layer app, well, actually, I think that's, yeah, so I think we'll terminate this and I'll allow you to use the 3D inversion app. And that would probably be enough for the afternoon. Unless, Max, do you have some stuff that you wanted to talk about?
No, I think this is fine, Barry. We'll get into the 2D later.
So the notebook is called the 3D layer inversion, and when you download it, it's going to look something like this. So let's first of all see if you can access
so
that.
we see 3-layer inversion with ဥစား notebook နာမည်
From Binder.
Yeah, from Binder.
binder နဲ့ဖွင့်ကြည့်ပါတဲ့ဖွင့်ကြည့်လို့ပြမှာကြည့်ကြအောင်ဘယ်လိုဖွင့်လို့ရလဲ
Have questions or is it just an app?
It's just an app. Yeah, there's no questions for this, but they can download a synthetic. They can use a synthetic result, a synthetic layer, okay, and then try to see if they can get it.
Do they know where to download them?
Well, it should be all with the rest of the apps. So Dev, so maybe let's just circulate and see how many people are able to access that. Can't find the binder page. They can't find the binder page.
no connection the connection is not enoughပြောတာလေအားကြီးတဲ့ဟာလေးဆိုလည်းတစ်လပဲဝင်လိုက်ပါတော့သူကအားသေးတဲ့ဟာကို6လောက်ဝင်3500တန်လေဆိုတော့ဒီလူနဲ့မနာဘူးအဲ့သူကလည်းဆွေးနွေးရမှာဘုံမဆွေးနွေးပဲကျွန်တော်ပြောလိုက်တယ်6000တန်ရှိတယ်32000တန်ရှိတယ်တစ်လရှိတယ်လားအဲ့ဒါတစ်လပဲတက်စင်ကပြေးလိုက်တော့တက်လိုက်ကျွန်တော်အိမ်မှာကျတော့3500ဒီကိစ္စကမကြည့်ကောင်းကျွန်တော်900ပဲတော့ကောင်းနေတာဟောခက်ခဲဖြစ်တယ် ATS ကမလုံးလုံး
Your internet is working? No connection.
Because you know that because this Wi-Fi what do we call that transmitter cannot give enough connection for everyone. You know, so in my house I use at maximum 10 people only with this size. This size is small one.
Really?
Oh.
Should have a bigger size, bigger like maybe only for 1 month, but it's more expensive.
Right.
But this is 31,000 per month. But we can use like 60,000 per month or 120,000 per month like that. So that can be bigger size of MPs or I don't know how do you call it.
Yeah, we could have just.
Now we have a lot of people in the room, and maybe some people access with phone plus computers or 2 devices.
Yeah.
What if tell them like to sign up?
Can
from their smartphone?
for anybody who can use your phone as a hotspot, could you do that? It seems as if the Wi-Fi that we have here only allows a certain number of people to be accessing it.
ဒီ Wi-Fi ဆက်ကလည်းအနည်းဆုံး10ယောက်အများဆုံး10ယောက်လောက်ပဲရမယ်။9ယောက်ကတော်တော်ကောင်းပါတယ်10ယောက်လောက်ပဲရပါတယ်။ကွန်ပျူတာ10လုံးစာတော့ပေါ့။ကွန်ပျူတာဖုန်းကစိုင်းဥစားလောက်ထိုင်တော့နှလုံးစာဖြစ်ပါတယ်။တစ်ယောက်ကနှလုံးဖြစ်နေပါလေ။ဖုန်းမလုံးနဲ့ပေါ့။အဲဒါမရတဲ့လူကြတော့လဲ mobile hotspot လေးပေါ့။ hotspot လေးဖွင့်ပေါ့။ ကောင်းလာဒီရုံးမှာကြံနေတယ်
Oh, that's good.
အိမ်မှာတောင်းနေတယ်
Okay.
တန်းနေတယ်တော့တော့တင်ကြိုင်းချင်းကိုကျွန်တော်တင်ကြိုင်းကိုအင်တာနက်တောင်းတာပြီးတော့ပြန်ပါပြန်ပြီ။အိုးဟဲ့ကောင်းမကောင်း
Just gotta type it in.
အဲ့ဆိုရင် smart တွေပဲလုံးဝ
Yeah, some are, but we need to change change a few things.
Like what?
Well, this is a notebook, so they have to. Dev, what was the name of the file for?
some universities
Binder link.
Okay. Someone left already.
Yeah, so
He wants some wine.
yeah, how do we get them so that they can load on the synthetic data set and so that we can take them through the synthetic data?
So it will run the first cell,
Yeah, but
and then they replace whatever the name of the file was, location, including alamine,
it's there.
3 layers of synthetic data. I had a whole thing happen where I got blocked out. You couldn't add your field data set that you printed out. I wanted to change 1 comma, and I locked out GitHub, so that's what I've been doing.
Okay, but we
For
need
this
to.
3-layer,
I can run it, but can they?
yeah, it's all on eBay.
Because we just made that change last night. So. Oh, I see. Okay.
And I checked it, and you checked it.
Okay. All right. So can you go back to the 3-layer inversion app?
3-layer inversion app.
So this is a little bit different than the other apps that you got. This is actually much more a notebook feel. And in a notebook, you see things that look like this. So they've got in, and there's a bracket, and it's got some stuff in here. That's called a cell.
Cell.
Right.
Cell required.
A C-E-L-L.
Cell. Yep.
Okay.
The cell.
And that requires that requires that you initiate. Well, this does something that is required to run the program, but you actually have to make it run. And the way you do that is you go onto this cell and you do Shift Enter.
Cell will do a shift enter yama. I love my I'm the ram. To ram over yama. Cell will do no.
Yes.
Cell will do
So you do Shift
Enter.
Enter. And when you do Shift Enter, then this highlighted blue goes down to the next cell.
ဆိုတော့နောက်ထပ်တစ်ခွက်ကိုသွားမှာပေါ့အခွက်ကိုပြောတာအခွက်တစ်ခွက်နဲ့ခွက်ပြောင်းလို့ဆို shift enter နော်
Shift enter. So can everybody go to the very first cell and press shift enter?
how about with the smartphone the people who are using smartphone
No. What?
အဲ့မှာ shift enter မရှိဘူးလား keyboard ရှိတယ်လေ
I don't think you can do that on a phone.
yeah we don't know
Maybe.
ဒီမဲ့ချင်တာပဲ touch screen ပဲတော့ကြည့်ပါ maybe we can touch the box and go because it's a touch screen computer touch screen
I don't know. Did you try shift enter? And it works. Okay. How many people has everybody done shift enter?
วันนึงว่าเอาฉากบุหรี่ shift enter เลยอย่าละอย่าไป
Yes. Okay. Okay. So shift enter and then so now the box moves down to here. Okay. Again, you can do shift enter.
နောက်တစ်ခု shift enter ပြန်လုပ်မယ်နောက်တစ် box ကိုရောက်သွားပြီ step 1 ဆိုတဲ့ဟာကိုရောက်သွားပြီ
And then it comes down to step 1, load observed data, and you press shift enter again.
มา shift enter ပြန်နှိပ်မယ်
Okay, now here I want you to click in this box.
အဲ့ဒီ box တစ်သေးလေးကို click လုပ်လိုက်ပါ
Yeah, and then you're going to delete.
ရှိတဲ့ဟာကို delete လုပ်လိုက်ပါမယ်
I'm not sure what you've got, but you.
So people on phones should just press the run button.
run
Run at the top left. There's a run button. It says called run. So
run button နှိပ်လိုက်ရုံပဲတဲ့ဖုန်းလေးကျတော့ run လို့ရတာလားဘာကလုပ်လဲ
yeah,
Run.
try. Do you
run
want?
နဲ့ มันติดขนาดเลย
Okay, so you have to load a new file in here. So if you click in here,
เนี่ยเอา
there's
คลิก
going
เล
to
ย
be
ไหม
there'll be another name that
นาแม่ตะกุกุชิเลยแม่มา
comes up, and you want to click in there and retype in. So you get assets, and that's fine. So assets slash, and then 3. So get rid of everything back to assets.
access ဆိုတဲ့ ที่ကိုဖြတ်လိုက်ပါတဲ့
Okay. So click in the box
yeah ติดไป
and get rid of everything back to assets.
access ကိုခြံခဲ့နော်
Unclick the load button, then
Oh.
change the file, and then by clicking the load button, it will load the file.
Sorry. Yeah. So we unclick
load
this.
load ဆိုတဲ့စကားလုံးကိုလေ unclick
Unclick this, and then Deb.
Then change the file.
ပြီးတော့မှဘောင်း file ကိုချိန်ပါတဲ့
Sorry, unclick this, then go in and change the file back to 3-layer synthetic data.csv.
so oh they have to delete that one
There will be something there's another file in there. It's the DRD data.
Okay.
But we'll work with a simpler data set to start with.
so they will like delete up to access again as you said
Yeah,
before.
delete up to assets.
access ที่ delete ลงไหม and go on
Yeah, and then type 3_synthetic_data.csv.
အမှ layer 3 layer underscore ประมาณว่า 3 underscore
Yeah, so 3 underscore
the 3 in bar
3_INVER. Oh no, sorry.
you right on the top please on the top you can see
3_INVER. layer underscore synthetic.
3 layer underscore 3 underscore layer underscore synthetic
Synthetic data
data
dot CSV.
dot CSV max max what is max max that is pretty sure yeah okay
Just the one side.
Great job.
So it saves all the information, there's all the IP data.
That's excellent.
And we did 3 measurements, 180, 180. I'm just saying that I just downloaded it.
cả sản xuất trình này là ai này nó đây là cái nó dùng gì mà có rằng này tên là cái này bây giờ chỉ là liệt cái này
Restart and clear output is like
tự nhiên thế nào thế là cái
very beginning.
mong như ta để chữ đừng nữa là ta để chữ là cả còn đây là đây là một chữ sai là đâu cả thì các lớp bạn nó kia rất nhiều trên là Christmas and anniversary.
Has anybody
Tự nhiên
been
theo
successful?
Đây game này tiền cho là lấy đó lấy đâu tiền là cao lắm tiền qua phụ bình
So then, hey, Dad, I don't think it's working.
đây là nhà bài nhà để soi mà bà nhưng mà gì sẽ làm được cái đấy đâu mẹ rồi nên là tao synthetic. What is synthetic? I know some people advertise synthetic hair, not even hair, but synthetic hair.
So a synthetic is a synthetic molecule made synthetic data made
So they're selling papers.
that was the temperature of the unit as we started. So it went over 50. The temperature of the unit with the sun shining on it. And the mercury was 96.5.
And
At the end of the last survey, the sun was shining on the unit. It was getting hotter. Because he was asking about temperature.
he's trying to so they try to measure in different instruments.
Yep.
So they just take that and choose but 11 is not because it's in the middle part it's hotter. Not so much.
When we look underground where it's very hot, we put fan on.
Underground mà lâu được rồi tay hoa sử dụng ban đầu này underground cũng rồi Saya quyền nó gồm như này sự gia đình tôi công bao nó sẽ sống
That's an Iris System Pro 96 channel. Is that what yours looks like? So it's 10 channels.
Oh shit!
3-layer synthetic data.
Oh, I see. You have the switch box and you have the and this one is called the Cisco Pro.
But actually,
No, R2. Yeah. So it's 2 channels. Or 1 channel.
2 channel လား 1 channel လားတဲ့
It's 2 channels. Yeah, so you put it 96 electrodes, but it's called 10. This one is a 10 channel unit. So it will collect 10 data at the same time. You use electrodes?
It's like, let's not try and run anything where we change the name of the file. There's some kind of database and try and load things that don't exist and you type things in. Then you click on the after clicking one is loading the file. You're just pressing the shift numbers that you were getting the launch.
သိချင်ကောင်းစား list ကိုကြည့်လိုက်တယ် Facebook နေလို့ပြောတာ
So this is a dipole. So we're collecting for that's 5 meters each. That's 600 meters. 600 meters of data.
What was I supposed to use?
A one-channel system, it would take 3 hours and 26 minutes. And now for 10 channels.
Okay, so now you can see what you want to do is you want to get this. So you
When
can
you make
adjust
it 10 channels,
those.
so instead of 2 hours and 47 minutes,
Right, so
it's 39 minutes. It should be 39 minutes because they say 0 is minute. So it only takes 39 minutes instead of 3 hours with a 10 channel system. It makes it a little faster. So that our unit, this unit is a 2-channel one. So for dipole, it collects it maybe twice as fast. For 72 channels. say 30, usually 2 channels. It could take 2 hours to collect the data, but it collects it in an hour and a half with 2 channels. So I will show everybody this tomorrow. But this is how we set up the sequence.
Microsoft Edge, slowest.
700 meters.
Firefox, less. Chrome, Google Chrome is
So it's a 2 research.
most stable.
700
I don't think Microsoft will work. I think maybe Firefox,
We usually use 3 people. And we'll do maybe 2 surveys in total. So we'll cover a kilometer and a half. So there, see, this is like the 20 and then I can go back.
so we can change
So now we're collecting 35 days, and you just go
it tracking.
So
Now it's and now we want to see.
that's what you
You want to do? You get the.
I just tell him, you know, like, look at me. This is why.
yeah, that's it.
This is my answer.
So we maybe can tell you somehow.
And nothing. Yeah. Not para la
Here's water here. So the UNICEF software makes this software we're looking at. It makes the water look red. So this is blue is low resistivity, high conductivity. But in the work we're doing here, red is because of this program is ready to be but I don't have it on this computer. I have it on
Getting smaller. So first,
and that's by Malaysian.
we'll try to
Dr. Luke.
So
He
one
did his
thing we
degree in the United
is
States.
this is our guess. This is the data about our guess. The blue line is the guess. So
This is a whole problem. This is a whole series. This This is 8 lines, 8 2D lines, 600 meters, line 600 meters, maybe divided by 500. And there's what's called a fence tower, 3D dimensional fence tower. I'll show this to you.
less resistive. And then next part.
Well, you're still, you want to come here and watch?
Maybe I let Doug explain. But you're just gonna look at answer and try to just inversion. Gray, your guess. Red is inversion result. Maybe a little bit but it says similar thing. It says one type of layer your guess. An Earth with 3 layers to explain your data. And then you compare here your guess with inversion. Simple way to understand inversion or geophysics is an answer that is explanation for my data and is something I look at and makes sense. So both answers, maybe they aren't real answers. Maybe the layer is a little deeper, maybe it's a little wider. But both ways, I have an answer that explains what I'm seeing in my data. And also is something that could happen if I have a layer of high resistivity, then a layer with lower resistivity, and then a layer with lower. It makes sense. Geology makes sense. And explains the data. So it could be a good answer. So maybe
You stop the iPhone from taking pictures. Then you stop the iPhone from taking pictures.
You're going to change the name.
That's what I have to do.
Does not give an answer, but it is good data.
So now and you want to adjust these parameters. So first of all, what should be So look at the data curve.
Can you share with you?
Yeah.
Oh, they should have screens that
But it looks like Joe sent me a possible fix to get.
So what is it that is happening for some people?
It's the idea that the community of Python has so many packages and it's so loaded with so many people going off in so many different directions with so many dependencies. And I guess what they sent me just it looked at the packages that you have and went, this is too complicated to resolve it all into an environment. Like, I don't know the order in which to get which versions to then make this work. I get confused, I'm giving up. I don't know if they changed some things about the required packages when they uploaded it, or if they put a new version onto Conda Forge, but they gave me something that seems to be able to resolve the environment better. I mean, I Hail Married it and tried it on one computer and it worked. So one is a start.
So right now, most of them are working on binder, which is fine as long as we have the.
Yeah, and
Although these guys can't seem to get that computer set up. Well, that one's showing you can't get to the.
okay, yeah, let's take a look.
Does this one work?
This computer now, just the Wi-Fi is
So I mean, unless it becomes really, really slow, I'd almost prefer they use binders. The reason for this is that if we make a change, we add a data file, Doug wants to change an app, or whatever he wants to do, I can change it, I can push it, and it gets rebuilt on binders right away. They always have the most up-to-date ones. And it's maybe at the end of this course where we have a final, well, we might have to resolve it, but it's better than having to get them uploaded. So at the end, hopefully we have all of us happy that we get set up in the last step.
So it's a good suggestion by Arger here to get this Wi-Fi running.